Hello, welcome to Budget Freedom. My name is Jessica, and I'm happy to be here with you on another Wednesday, continuing with our Budget by Paycheck workbook, working through how to set up your budget and how to maintain it on a monthly basis and a yearly basis, and to improve it. So last week we talked about the intro to the workbook and also our freedom number. The freedom number, just to refresh your memory, was the amount of money that you need to be making every month to accomplish your goals. If you missed the previous video, please go back and watch it. I don't want to repeat all of it now. Okay, so we'll go on to the next slide in my book, which is available for download, digital download on my website, and will be available in physical form in a few months. But for now, you can go ahead and get it on my website, www.freedom.com. They also have YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, so wherever you want to follow me, get daily tips and updates, that would be great. And please, guys, please subscribe and like my channel and turn on your bell notifications so that you can get notifications every time I put up a new video. I do put up videos for personal finance and also for e-commerce business. So if you're interested in either or both, that is awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and move right on into it then. So today we're going to be looking at my method for budgeting. So if you can see here on the screen, my little note is, if you're just paying your bills each month and not paying off your debts and savings, then this book is for you. Because we want to do more than just pay our bills every month. We want to really accelerate and build wealth. And obviously, in order to build wealth, you need to have your debt under control. Some debt is good. I don't want to get into that too much. If you're at the point where you're building wealth and you're using debt to actually make you more money, for example, buying apartments and renting them out and flipping them, then short-term debt like that can actually help you. But for the average person that's not into investing like that, debt is not going to help you. Credit cards, car loans, even your mortgage, all these different things, they just bring you down. So the faster you can pay off your debt, the better. And the more money you'll have then to invest in making more money for yourself and actually retiring early and creating a situation where you can have the life that you want to live financially and also pass that money down to your children. So it's a long, complicated process, but we're not looking at the complicated version. We're looking at getting started now and making your life better today and tomorrow and next month. So the first thing that we want to look at is the method. And my method always starts with know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you're not going to get anywhere. You can't make any decisions about how much to save, how much extra to pay off on debt, or what to even spend at the grocery shop if you don't know your numbers. What do I mean by know your numbers? Knowing your numbers means knowing how much you have to spend, how much money you have coming in, what your liabilities and assets are, and how you can maximize that to get the most out of your money. Because remember, we go to work, or if you're self-employed like myself, you work obviously for satisfaction and joy in what you're doing, providing service to others, but also to make money to feed your family. So when you work, the money that you earn should pay yourself. It should serve you and your family first. It should not just service debts and make you live paycheck to paycheck, basically. We want to break that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. So once you've learned your numbers, it'll be easy for you to make quick decisions with your money and not blow your budget. How will that happen? Well, when you know, okay, I have this much coming in, I have this much that I need to pay, I have $200 to $300 that I can play with. And when I say play with, I don't mean like just go spend it all, but that I could use. Okay, I'm going to put 200 towards debt. I'm going to put, then I have 100. If you go to the grocery shop and you realize, you know what, I really need to buy something extra, something for your yard, something for your house, something for your kids. You can make an educated decision. Can I afford to spend $50 extra or $20 extra or $90 extra on this and pay cash for it so that I don't go into debt? And when you know your numbers and you know your finances and how much wiggle room you have, you can make those kind of decisions and pay cash for things and stop putting those extra expenses on your credit cards and just building your credit card bills every month. Because that is what most of us do. We go to the shop, we have a credit card, we just shop. I need this, I need this, don't even think about it. Just put on your credit card. And then at the end of the month, your credit card gets paid off, or the minimum gets paid depending on your situation, and you never really get to the bottom of that, and you're just paying interest and paying fees and paying and paying and paying. And you might think that you're paying, for things, but you're actually not. You're really just paying interest at the end of the day because you're overspending, and that is just eating up all the money that you could be using to save or to invest in the future. So you want to know your numbers so that you can make decisions like that and pay cash for everything, even if you don't have cash in cash envelopes. Cash envelopes are a great system, which we'll talk about in another video. But I also realize that not everybody likes cash envelopes. Not everybody likes carrying around a folder of cash, or maybe they're just not, they're not wired that way to look through folders and update them and keep control of them. So that's fine. But if you know your numbers, you don't need that. You can do it out of your head. I do it out of my head a lot. I use both systems because I do use a lot of bank accounts, and then I also do have my cash envelope systems. But without me knowing my numbers, I wouldn't be able to manage both. So even for the most accomplished people or trained people, experienced people, however you want to say it, you do need to know your numbers in order to make decisions. It's not that we have a little secret cheat sheet written down somewhere. We actually know in our head what's going on, and that's how we can make decisions. And that's where you want to get to. So step number 1, sit down and take control of your finances. I know it's scary, guys. Okay. It's very scary to write down everything black and white, but you know what? It's also liberating. It's freeing. And it gives you so much power and control over yourself, because when you can sit down and you can look at that paper and you can say, you know what, this is what I have coming in and these are my bills, and you can accept that and acknowledge it and really embrace that, you can start to make a change. It's like any addiction or problem that people that have. The first step is acceptance, second, and then you have denial. So you don't want to be in denial. You need to accept it and then start to work on it. And that's how you're going to get better in life. So even though it's scary, do it. Sit down. Write down your finances. That's why I've made this workbook, to try to make it easier for people, to help you, to guide you. I'm here. You can write me questions. You can email me. You can contact me on social media. I'm always here to give you guys a little thumbs up, encouragement, help you figure out a problem if you have a problem, if you don't know how to sort something out. We're there. There's a community for you. So use the tools that are available to you for free and take control. Okay? So accept reality with your budget, guys. I know it's hard, but don't think that you're earning $500 more than what you're earning if you're not, guys. If that's your budget, if that's how much you're earning at this point in time, you might not be happy with your income, and that's okay. You can work to increase it and to do better, but accept that that's what it is right now, and that's what you need to live within. Live within your means, because when you live outside of your means, the only person that you're hurting is you and your family, because you're just digging your hole deeper. So that doesn't help anybody. So accept reality. Write down your full and realistic financial needs. Full and realistic financial needs. What do I mean by that? Be honest. Like, don't just say, oh, I think I spent $300 a month on food. Make a list. What do you actually buy on a monthly basis? Again, another video, but I do my meal planning and my shopping to a T. I have all my monthly things that I need to buy, like, laundry, liquid detergent, trash bags, soap, shampoos, conditioners, razors, all the things that you buy. You don't necessarily buy them every week at the shop, but you buy them at least once a month. I have that whole list of stuff. So I know that that's my monthly shopping list, and I have that total. And then I've worked out what is my weekly shopping list. And the weekly shopping list is what I buy every week for food, milk, sugar, whatever, meats, veggies, things like that. And then I know, okay, I have 4 weeks of that shopping list plus my monthly shopping list. And so I know what my real total is. And that's really, really important, because a lot of people forget that. They think I'm just going to shop for food every week. And then they forget that they need to buy all of these extra things that unfortunately add up, and they're pretty expensive. So be really honest with yourself, because you don't want to sabotage your own budget. Your budget won't work if you're not honest with yourself with what you really need. If you're going to Starbucks every morning and buying that latte for $7 or $8, don't lie to yourself about it. You know, if you feel like you really need that, that is fine. Budget it, okay? $7 times 5 days, if you're going to work 5 days a week, times 4 weeks. How much is that? Write it down in your budget. And then you'll be able to really reflect and understand, can I afford these things or not? Maybe you should cut down your Starbucks to twice a week. It's up to you. But don't forget all the little things that you're spending. Really think, go through your day, maybe close your eyes and think, what do I do every single day? What do I spend every single day? And write down all those things. And that will really give you a good idea as well of what you're spending. And then you can actually look at it and say, you know, am I happy spending my money, my hard-earned money on that? Am I happy giving that much to that specific item? You know, and you can make decisions and take control of your budget. So I would encourage you to do that. Okay. All right, learn to live on the budget you have and not the budget you think you have or wish you had. This is a big thing, obviously. Want to live within our means, guys. Be realistic with your budget. Make sure you account for every critical need that you have. Don't under or over budget. Okay, so it's important not to over budget or under budget too much. Okay, $10 is not a big deal, but too much, because if you under budget too much, obviously you're going to blow your budget. You're going to go over. So that's not going to help you. And that's what I was talking about with the food. If you leave out all these other important things that you have to buy on a monthly basis regardless, your budget is never going to match. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to give up and say it doesn't work and just walk away from it. So be honest with it. And then also don't over budget, because if you over budget too much, you might not be able to afford it. And then you might think, well, I'm not making enough money. I can't do this. So try to be as real as you can with yourself, and be kind to yourself. It's a work in progress, and you need time. You need time to get used to it, to adjust to it, to work on it, to maybe say, you know what, I can take a little bit here, move it here, I can do a little bit less there. You know, it's a work in progress. It's not something you can just sit down the very first month and be like, yep, got it, done, never going to change it. That's not how budgeting works. You have to look at it once a month. I prefer once a week, and update it and make adjustments. Autocorrect, guys. Autocorrect. All right, so how do you do your budget? If your income is not salary-based like mine, I don't have a salary, I'm self-employed, okay? Then take your lowest income amount as your main income. And I do that. I always budget on the lowest amount possible. That way I don't budget for something more than what I know I'm gonna get, and then fall behind. Whatever we get on top, it's extra, and then I budget it wisely towards savings or to the next month's bills if I'm not sure if the next month is going to be good. So there's a lot of things we need to go in here in a lot of different videos. But yeah, just if you're self-employed like me, work on your lowest amount. Or if you're an hourly employee, you're not sure, work on your lowest guaranteed hours. That way you know that, okay, you're at least going to get that, hopefully. All right, and that way you won't over budget. Okay, so knowing your numbers and understanding where your money should be spent will make you feel empowered, and you will see your debt drop and your savings increase. And that's what we want, guys. Knowing your numbers, taking control of your finance, this is going to change your life. It is going to put you in the driver's seat of the car, the financial car that you drive around every day. Okay, I don't subscribe to not having any credit cards or never using anything like that, because you always need a backup for a rainy day. I do keep a paid off credit card, so it has nothing on it as an emergency. I'm a real kind of emergency kind of gal, always preparing for the worst scenario possible. So we don't use the credit card, but it is there in case our emergency fund is not enough, because right now our emergency fund is only for 1 month. It's not fully funded. For you to feel really safe, you need at least 6 months of an emergency fund. And what does that mean? We'll go into that in another video, but emergency fund, just quickly, is basically having enough money to support your family for 6 months. So it's kind of like your salary for 6 months, having that saved up so that you know that if you lose your job or something bad happens, you're going to be able to take care of your family for 6 months and cover all your costs. But since our emergency fund is not fully funded, we do keep one credit card, only one, and fully paid off, and we leave it at home. It's not in our wallets when we go to the shops. And that's really, really important, because if it's in your wallet, it's so easy to pull it out and swipe it, guys. So, and you can justify anything when you're in a shop and you want to buy something. So we do work on a cash basis, but it's there as a backup. Especially when you're getting started. This is why I'm mentioning it. In the beginning, when you start with your budget, um, you need to be kind to yourself, and you need to be patient with yourself. So you're obviously going to do the best you can, but you might forget to budget something, you know. And if you're out by 200 or $300 and it's something urgent, like let's say you forgot that you have to pay, I don't know, a yearly bill, like a house tax, or I don't know, get your kids new clothes or something. I mean, there's a lot of different options that can make you, that you could miss, if you're not, you know, really experienced with budgeting. So in those kind of situations, you might need that extra 200-300 bucks, and then you got to be strict with yourself and pay it off the next month. Budget it in and say, all right, that was my mistake. I made the mistake. I put it on the card, but now I'm going to pay that 200 bucks off this month, and get it cleaned out. Put that card in a drawer somewhere, and make sure that you only keep it for emergencies. That's obviously once you get to the point where your credit cards are paid off. If your credit cards right now are full and something you need to pay off, that's another thing we're going to work on. All right, guys, I hope I haven't confused you too much. I hope I've encouraged you. Get to know your numbers, sit down, be real with your budget, and just jump into it. Put 2 feet in, dive in, realize that you have a community here to support you. I'm here to support you. If you have any questions, reach out. Please like and subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications. And please share me with your friends and family, or whoever else is interested in budgeting. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll put up another video next week. Okay, bye.